शांति शांति शांति। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। शांति शांति शांति। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथ बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतिशत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ओम शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम् सोऽध्यक्षे तदुपगमादिभ्यः सः प्रकृतः प्राणः। The prana that is under discussion. Who is that prana? The one who is withdrawn unto himself all the sense organs as well as the mind, that prana. Adhyaksha, even though the Upanishad says prana tejasi, the prana gets merged into tejas or the element fire. This is what this Shruti says. Now there, the Sutrakara has something different to say. Why is it so? Because what the Sutrakara says here, or what the Shruti says here, sa prana tejasi, should also reconcile with what the Shruti has said elsewhere, as in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and elsewhere. So whatever has been said about the process of departure from this body in other places in the Upanishads also should be taken into account so that there is a consistency. So rather than concluding that that Upanishad says this and that Upanishad says that and this Upanishad says this, rather than that, the Sutrakara here, the Mimamsaka, explains how all the Upanishads say the same thing about everything. Not only about Brahma Vidya, even about Upasanas and everything. So that's the whole idea of this Brahma Sutra. So elsewhere it is Upagamadibhya evameva ivamatmanam antakale sarve pranaha abhismayanti yatretat urdhashvasi bhavati. When a time comes when it becomes very difficult for this person to breathe, means the time of death is approached. At that time, all the prana, all the sense organs, abhisamayanti, all of them approach the jivatma. So prana means the sense organs in general. That includes mind and prana also. All of them approach the jivatma. That is the upagama. Then there is anugama. Then they follow. And also, tam utkramantam prana anutkramati. Also when the jivatma departs from this body, all the pranas also, prana, in particular the prana, the mukhya prana, the vital air also follows it. So prana follows jivatma, means it merges into jivatma. Pranam anutkramantam sarve prana anutkramanti. Another elsewhere. That when the prana departs, all the rest of the sense organs also follow the prana, because the very sustenance of the sense organs in this body is due to mukhya prana. As long as mukhya prana or the vital is there, so long all organs of perception, organs of action, even mind, all of them can continue to remain in this. If the prana is not there, they cannot remain here. They get as though pulled out from their locus, and they also find themselves departing. So when the mukhya prana, the vital air, departs, all the other sense organs also follow him in general. So that is the anugamanam. And then finally, savijnano bhavati avasthanam. As you say, when the jivatma departs from this body, that time he has the knowledge or consciousness of where he is going. When can you have consciousness? Only when the jivatma has the means of consciousness. We can have the awareness of something provided we have the means of that awareness. The sense organs should be there, the mind should be there, then alone you can be conscious of something. Savijnana bhavati vijnayena sahito bhavati vijnayate anena iti vijnanam karanajatam. All the sense organs. That means the jivatma is there along with all sense organs and the mind and the prana. So thus, this is the conclusion, that the prana merges into jivatma, adhyaksha, the presiding entity, the ruler. That last question was asked, Nanu pranas tejasi iti shruyate. Shruti says prana merges into tejas or fire. Katham prana adhyaksheti adhik avapaha kritaha. So how come you are adding one more step that the prana merges into adhyaksha or jivatma? For what reason? Says adhyaksha pradhanatvat utkramanadi vyavaharasya. Understand that all utkrama, departure, entry of this jivat can take place only if jivatma is there. So utkramantam, in departure also jivatma has the predominant place. So he must be there while utkramanam, departure, takes place. Shrutyantargadasya picha visheshasya apekshaniyatvat. Also it is expected that we should take into account what the Shruti says on the same subject matter, and that also should be taken into account, should be accommodated. That is why we have to add this one more step, sahadhyaksha. Page 859 now. Say Ratnaprabha, last line on page 858, Yadyapi pranasya tejasi avyavadhanena laya shrutah tathapi. Even though as far as Shruti is concerned, Shruti says that the prana directly merges into the tejas, avyavadhanena, without any intervention. Tathapi, even then, Ubhay Shruti anugrahaya, for accommodating or for following, respecting both the Shrutis, the Chandogya as well as Brihadaranyaka. Prano jive liyate, we say that the prana merges into the Jivatma. Jivadvara cha tad upadeshu tej adi bhuteshu iti. And then through Jiva, then prana merges into the five elements with fire as one of them. Idi shrutyartha sphutikaranartham. So even Chandogya also means, when Chandogya says prana tejasi, Chandogya means that prana merges into Adhyaksha or Jivatma and then tejas or the five elements. So that is the shrutyartha. That's the meaning of the statement prana tejasi. Sphutikaranartham, to clarify that. Sutram grunnati. Next sutra is meant to clarify this meaning. How come you are adding this adhyaksha in between? What's the reason? So we read that time, let us say katham tarhi. So let us read the bhashya, the second line. Katham tarhi pranastejase iti shrutihi. If this was what was intended by Chandogya, that prana merges into Jivatma and then Jivatma merges into the five elements, then why does Chandogya say prana tejasi, prana merges into tejas? Why? Ityataha. Since this question arises, therefore the Sutrakara says, the next sutra, Bhuteshu Tachrutehe. Bhuteshu Bhuteshu Tejas Prabhutishu Deharambhakeshu Panchama Bhuteshu Upahitattvena Vidyamane Jive Pranasya Vrittilaha. What Bhuteshan Sutra means? Panchamaha Bhuteshu is plural. So, in the five elements, the prana merges into five elements. What are these five elements? Deharambhakeshu, those five elements which are responsible for creating the body, as we said yesterday. In whichever realm the Jivatma goes, you require a suitable body for experiencing the objects of that loka. So material for that body, namely the five elements, the Jivatma carries with him. So five elements travel. Jivatma is merged in the five elements. He doesn't have that consciousness, merges and travels. So, Pancha Deharambhakeshu, this body is made of five elements, not of one element. Tejas Prabhutishu, beginning from Tejas or fire, in all the five elements, not even five elements also. Upahitattvena Vidyamane Jive. This, we said the Jivatma depart from this body, enveloped by the subtle state of these five elements. So these five elements, they form the Upadhi, the Vesha, the costume of the Jivatma. So therefore, these five elements are the Upadhi of Jivatma. So through that Upadhi, Jivatma is implied. So prana merges into Tejas. Tejas means five elements. And five elements means the one of which the five elements, of whom the five elements are the Upadhi, namely Jivatma. Jive pranasya vrittilaya. In Jiva, the laya, the merger of the activity of prana. Kutah? On what basis do you say that? Tachshrutehe prana tejasayite. Shruti says prana tejasi means what? Tejas pravruti deharambaka panchama bhutopahita rupena vartamane jive. So tejas means jive. So tejasi means in tejas, means in 5 elements, means in jivatma, of which the 5 elements is the upadhi or the costume. Savrittikasya laya bodhikaya shrutehe. Shruti says that prana's activities, they all merge into that, into jivatma. So says Nyayana pranasya jivadvara tejas sampatti sutra yojanaya darshayate. So this sutra wants to say that the prana merges into jiva. Through jiva then it merges into 5 elements or tejas. There is step in between. That's the sutra. So yojanaya, sutra yojanaya darshayati. Explains the yojana of the sutra and explains this. Says Bhashyakara Saha Saha Prana Sampruktaha Adhyakshaha Tejas Sahachariteshu Bhuteshu. This Bhuteshu comes from this sutra. Deha Bija Bhuteshu Sukshmeshu Avatisthate iti avagantavyam. Saha, who is saha? Prana sampruktaha adhyaksha. The previous sutra talked about adhyaksha or jiva, so now that is referred to here. That adhyaksha jivatma, who is now associated with prana, because prana has merged into jivatma. That was the conclusion from the previous sutra. Tejas sahachariteshu bhuteshu, in the elements which are accompanied by tejaha, the element fire. So what are these elements? Deha bija bhuteshu. So earlier bhuteshu was the elements. Deha bija bhuteshu, they are of the nature of the seed or the cause of the deha. Meaning 5 elements are the seed or the cause of forming this body. From the 5 elements, the body is formed. Sukshmeshu, you don't see that. Even though Jivatma departs with the 5 elements, envelope, you don't see that. Usually 5 gross elements should be seen. But Sukshmeshu, these are in this subtle state and therefore not perceptible to the eyes or the sense organs. Avatisthate. The adhyaksha of the jivatma remains in the 5 elements, along with which accompanied by tejaha or element fire. See Ratnaprabha. न च लयं विनापि जीवं प्रति उपगमादि संभवात्. The one Purvapaksha was that just because Upanishad says that all the sense organs approach the Jivatma does not mean that they have merged with Jivatma. This is approach. That approaching, how do you interpret that as merging? So, says here, Layam Vinapi Jivam Prati Upagamadi Sambhavat. Purvapakshi says, without these sense organs or prana merging, still they can approach Jivatma. Tejas Shruti Mukhya Astu. Therefore, Tejas, so prana remains prana. Even though prana comes to Jivatma, prana does not merge. And prana merges only tejas and not in jivatma. Why not that way? Itina vacham, don't say that. Jivam prati agatya pranasya nirvyaparattvena sthite. So look, what we mean by merger is not that the prana is an entity, it merges. Prana's activities cease, that's all. So when we say laya, we mean that all activities of the prana have ceased, that's all. So you are also right, prana remains. But we are also right, because prana has no activity, therefore it is as good as saying prana is merged. Nirvyaparattvena sthite. When prana comes to Jivatma, there is no more vyapara, no more activity. That is laya. So prana approaches as prana, but becomes devoid of all activities. Therefore we say prana has merged. Activity of prana has merged. Say Ratnavara bhuteshu jivasthiti kim banad vyakhyayate. That jiva, now the next is what? That jiva or adhyaksha merges into 5 elements. So prana merges into jivatma and jiva merges into 5 elements. So bhuteshu jivasthiti, that jiva is present in these 5 elements. Kim balad vyakhyayate, on the strength of what? You are saying this, that the jivatma now merges into the 5 elements. Iti asangya saha adhyaksheti sutrodahruta shruti balad. Here the 3 shrutis that we quoted earlier, in the earlier sutra itself, on the strength of that shruti we say that. Nanu ityadena. So Vashyakara says, Nanu cha iyam shruti pranasya tejasya sthitam darshayati na prana sampruktasya adhyakshasya. So prana tejasi, it says that iyam shruti, which shruti? Prana tejasi, prana merges into tejas or fire, element fire. Pranasya tejasi sthitam darshayati, that prana now obtains in fire. Not that natu prana sampruktasya adhyakshasya. Shruti does not say that the adhyaksha along with prana, so accompanied by prana, merge into 5 elements. Shruti doesn't say that. Or Nayana said, Tejas Shabdena Bhutani Upalakshanitum Shakyante Sahacharyat Na Jivaha. So by the word Tejas, you can say it stands for all the 5 elements. How can you say word Tejas stands for Jivatma? Says Manantar Alochana Jivasya Upasangraha Na Tejas Shabdena iti. See this argument. Look, we do not say that the by word Tejas we do not mean Jivatma. So our interpretation that Tejaha, the prana merges into Tejas and Tejas merges into Jivatma, so Tejas means Jivatma, we don't mean that. So meaning that we arrive at Jivatma not through the word Tejas. Then what? Manantar Alochanaya, only by taking into account the what this Shruti says elsewhere, we say that this Jiva must be added in that. That's all. Na ityadina. So, Bhashyakara says, Naisha doshaha. So, what equation is this? That Tejas means Jivatma. What is that equation? What Lakshana Vritti? By no Vritti you can arrive at this interpretation that Tejas means Jivatma. Says, no, we do not mean Tejas means Jivatma. We mean that there has to be a step in between. And so, we are not saying Tejas Jivatma, we are saying there should be a step in between based on what the Shruti says elsewhere. Therefore, the dosha, the defect that you point out, does not arise. Says further, Saha Adhyakshe iti Adhyakshasyapi Antarale Upasankhyatatvat. Saha Adhyakshe. The sutra says that prana merges into adhyaksha iti adhyakshasyapi antarale upasankhyatatvat. Upasankhyan without additional enumeration. So we can also include or add the jivatma in between, that's all. So prana merges into tejas, we don't deny that. In between there is a step which Shruti does not mention, that's all. So when Bhashyakara himself gives example anyway, so we don't say prana does not merge into tejas. All we mean is there is a step in between, upasankhyatatvat. We can add an additional step in between of adhyaksha. Says Nyayana yadapi pranaha antarale jivam prapya punah tejas sampadyate tadapi pranastejati shruti upapanna iti etat drishtantena sadhayati. Even though Shruti says prana merges into tejas, still it is possible to say that prana merges into jivatma and jivatma into tejas. It is possible to explain that way. How? With a drishtanta. Yopihi. Bhashyakara says, Yopihi Srugnat Mathuram Gatva Mathurayaha Pataliputram Rajati Sopi Srugnat Pataliputram Yati Iti Shakyate Vaditum. Srugna is a place, is a town. Yopi Srugnat Mathuram Gatva. So imagine a pilgrim who travels from a place called Srugna to Mathura. Mathura Pataliputram. From Mathura he goes to Pataliputra. Then either you can say that this person goes from Srugna to Mathura and Mathura to Pataliputra. You can say he goes from Srugna to Pataliputra. See, you can say that I went to Rishikesh, but you omitted one step. Hey, you can't go to Rishikesh unless you go to Delhi. So I went to Delhi. From Delhi I went to Rishikesh. That's one way of saying yes. But I can also say that I went to Rishikesh, implying that in between there was a stop which was Delhi. So Upanishad said prana merges into tejas. But actually prana first merges into jivatma and through jivatma into tejas. Therefore, one step in between can be added on the strength of what the Shruti says elsewhere. Because he says he went to Rishikesh from Ahmedabad, but he describes the look at Delhi airport. I had an ice cream. I had to wait at Delhi airport. Look, I had to go from one terminal to the other. Thank God I did not have to change my luggage. So I had some time. I bought an ice cream, etc. So from that description looks like he did not go to the Rishikesh straight. In between there was Delhi from the description. So this Shruti simply says that the prana goes to tejas. But elsewhere Shruti describes the steps in between. That all the pranas approach the jivatma, and when jivatma departs, prana also departs. And when the jiva is consciousness, prana also is in there. So that description shows that there was a step in between, and that was the Jivatma. So that's why we say that prana first merges into Jivatma and Jivatma into Teja or element fire. That's what prana se jiva dvara bhuta prapto drishtantamaha. Okay. And then says Nyaya, Shrutyartham uktam upasamharati. So meaning of the Shruti, prana tejasi, which is now explained, is concluded. Tasmaditi. Tasmat pranastejasi iti pranasampruktasya अध्यक्षस्य एव तत्तेजः सहचरितेषु भूतेषु अवस्थानम्. तस्मात् therefore pranastejasi, when Chandogya says prana merged into tejas, it means prana sampruktasya adhyakshasya eva tejas sahchariteshu bhuteshu avasthanam. It means that it is adhyaksha which actually merges directly into tejas. What adhyaksha? Prana samprukta adhyaksha. Adhyaksha jivatma who is associated or accompanied with prana. That merges into tejas. And not only it is bhuteshu into 5 elements, because the word tejas of fire stands for all the 5 elements. So then next question. Sutrantaram avatarayatum pruchhati. To introduce the next sutra, Bhashyakara raises a question. Katham tejas sahachariteshu bhuteshu ityuchyate yavata ekameva tejah shruyate pranaha tejasi iti. So you said bhuteshu, you say in 5 elements, but Shruti says tejasi. So katham tejas sahacharit bhuteshu. So ekameva teja in prana tejasi. Chandogya Upanishad says prana merges into tejas, meaning merges into element fire. Ekameva teja shruyate. Shruti only mentions one element, namely fire. Katham, then how? Tejas sachariteshu bhuteshu iti uchyate. How do you interpret that word tejas as 5 elements accompanied with of which tejas is one? So how do you interpret the word tejas as 5 elements? Lakshanaya bhutantarashayam ayuktam yuktiyabhavat. Katham, when he asks this question, Lakshanaya bhutantara ashranam ayuktam yuktiyabhavat. It's called Lakshana Vritti. By the word teja or the fire, by Lakshana Vritti, by implication we say all the 5 elements. Okay. But for saying that you must have a reason. Lakshana Vritti also, when you say Gangayam Ghosha, when you say there is a hamlet on the Ganges, now Ganges immediately brings in your mind the flow, the stream of water. And the mind says, hey, how can there be a hamlet? Means the cowherd people's, little basti. How can the society of cowherd people, how can it be on the water? Therefore, Yukti, since this little village cannot be on the water, therefore the word Ganga is interpreted as Ganga Tire, on the bank. So when you go from Vachya to Lakshyartha, there must be yukti, a reason must be there. You cannot arbitrarily say that by Lakshana Vritti this means that. Similarly, arbitrarily you cannot say that the word Tejas of fire means 5 elements. What's the reason for that interpretation? Yukti abhavat. We do not find in the yukti of the reasoning there. Katham. So that brought up question. When Shruti says prana tejasi, how do you interpret that as prana in 5 elements? Yukti param sutram avatar. Therefore, next sutra is yukti param. Providing yukti as to why the word tejas is interpreted as 5 elements by Lakshana Vritti. So says, na ekasmin darshayatah hi. Atah, therefore Sutrakara says, na ekasmin. That's the pratigna. Na ekasmin utkranti kale ekasmin tejasi ekasmin eva na jiva na avatishtade. At the time of utkranti or departure, jivatma does not remain only with one element, namely fire. Apitu dehasya panchabhautikattvena. On the other hand, because the purpose of carrying these elements is for the future, creation of future bodies. So, dehasya panchabhautikattvena, because the body is created from 5 elements, not from one element. Panchasu bhuteshu tasya avasthiti. Therefore, we will say that the jiva remains embedded in not one element, 5 elements. So, na ekasmin, that's the pratigna. Darshayatah hi. Darshayatah is what? Is kriyapada. Which vachanam is it? Dvivachanam. So, ekvachanam darshayati, darshayatah, darshayanti. So, 2 fellows show this. That's why we say hi yatah, because amvatam shruti smruti darshayatah pratipadayatah. This particular thing that 5 elements are present is what is expounded by Shruti and Smruti both. Atah eva tejah padam Shruti Smruti anurodhena panchama bhutopalakshanatham iti mantavyam. Therefore, in accordance with what the Shruti and Smruti says elsewhere, we have to interpret that what tejaha or fire means the 5 elements. So tatra pratigna vibhajate na ekasmin, not only in one element. That's the pratigna. Bhuteshu means 5 elements, so not in one element. Pratigna na ekasmin. Bhashyakara says, na ekasmin eva tejasi sharirantara prepsa velayam जीवः अवतिष्ठते कार्यस्य शरीरस्य अनेकात्मकत्वदर्शनात्. एकस्मिन् तेजसि न अवतिष्ठते. जीवः एकस्मिन् तेजसि न अवतिष्ठते. The jiva does not get merged, or jiva does not rest only in one element, namely tejas or fire. When sharirantara prepsa velayam, when the time comes, sharirantara prepsa, when the jivatma has now the desire of acquiring another body. So when the prarabdha is over, then his Bada Swami kicks the bucket. So Jivatma kicks the bucket. He lives. Alright? But he lives not without the knowledge. He has now a desire of acquiring another body. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejatyante kalevaram. with whatever desire you depart from this body, accordingly you get the next embodiment. So in the last desire that the Jivatma has while departing is contained the desire for another body. If my desire is to eat a lot of stuff, I was deprived for whatever reasons in this life, not allowed to eat this and that, and because I had this problem and that problem, so Vaidya says this and doctor says that and this fellow says and the people around say, and they have deprived of so many things. So if I suffer whole of my life with a sense of deprivation, it is possible that while departing from this body, I say, I want to eat a lot of things, I want to eat this, shikhand and this and that and so forth and so on. Therefore, when I have that desire, automatically that means that I want a particular kind of upadhi where I can enjoy those things. Therefore, there is at the last moment a desire for acquiring a new body, a particular kind of body Jivatma wants to acquire before he departs from here. So while he is departing, he has a knowledge of where he is going. So Sharirantara Prepsa Velaya, when there is Prepsa, the desire for Sharirantara, another embodiment, then Na Tasmin Tejasi Jiva Avatishthate. At that time the Jiva does not carry with him merely one element, namely fire. Karyasya Sharirasya Anekatmakatvat, because Sharira, body, which is Karyam, which is a product or an effect, is found to be made of number of elements, 5 elements, and not just one element. Therefore, when he has desire for body, he must carry with him whatever is required to constitute the body. Suppose he desires another human embodiment, then he cannot carry only one element, Tejas, because there is not adequate to create this body. He must carry with him whatever is required to create the new body, which is 5 elements. So therefore we say that Tejas cannot mean only one element, fire, it should mean all the 5 elements, because we find that the next body is created from a number of elements, from 5 elements. That's what Nyayadena says, Sthuladeyasya Panchatmatva Drustehe. But the gross body is made up of these 5 elements. Tat Karanam Sukshma Sharinapi. Now, the question is, when the Jivatma carries Sukshma elements, is it means Sukshma means Tanmatra, or it means the 5 elements in the subtle state? So my remembrance is from earlier discussion, not subtle 5 elements, 5 gross elements, because they can form the body, but in their subtle state, you see. But here he says Sukshma Shariramapi Panchatmagam. Since the gross body has 5 elements, therefore the elements from which this gross body is made also must have 5 elements. So Karyasya Anekatmakatvat iti darshana. So that's a yukti. Karyasya Anekatmakatva darshana. Sukshmasya Panchatmakatve Manam Bruvana Sutra Avayavam Vyachaste. The Sukshma Sharira also is made up of 5 elements. Now this is a basic lesson from Tattva Bodha. We never have this question that there are 5 elements. We take it for granted. So Akasha Atmana Akasha Sambhutah Akashad Vayuhu Vayuhu Agnihi Agnihi Apaha Adbhyah Pruthivi. So 5 elements. And then the Panchikarana takes place, and the tamas aspect of the 5 elements combines with each other and forms the gross 5 elements. But this is what the teachers say, but where do you get this from? So, therefore, Sukshmasya Panchatmakatve, the gross body is made of 5 elements is a matter of experience. So that doesn't require a Shruti. When the departs Jivatma, you find that his body, first the fire goes, then air goes, then water goes, then earth goes into earth, and space goes into space. So all the 5 elements, Panchatva Mapuhu, becomes 5-fold. The 5 becomes 5. But then the subtle body or subtle elements from which this gross body is made also are 5 elements. Now for that there is no evidence as far as perception is concerned. That the body is made of 5 elements is a matter of experience or perception. But the subtle body also has 5 elements, has to be now referred to from the scriptures. Sutra Vakyam Vyachaste Darshayatascha. Vashyakara says, Darshayatascha Etamartham Prashna Prativachane Apaha Purusha Vachasaha Iti. So now this goes to Chandogya Upanishad, earlier Prakarana, the 5th chapter. Apaha Purush, there is a famous dialogue. When Shvetaketu went to the king, and king asked him, hey, do you know this and do you know all kinds of questions, and this fellow did not know anything, and said, do you know Katham Panchamyam Ahutau Apaha Purusha Vachasaha Bhavati? How in the 5th Ahuti, the water becomes to be called Purusha, or a human being, a person. How? But Purusha person. So you perform a yajna here, and I am offering only Ahuti, or water, or liquids. Water stands for liquids. That liquid becomes human being in succession. How? Do you know that? I don't know. So Panchagni Vidya was taught as to how the first fire is heaven. In that the Devatas make the oblation of Shraddha. From that the moon is born. Second fire is Parjanya, the clouds, in which Devatas offer moon. From that the rain is born. The third fire is earth, in which the Devatas offer rain. From the Annam, the food is born. The fourth fire is the person, the man, the male of any species, in which the food is offered. Retas semen is born. The 5th fire is woman, in which semen is offered, and the praja is born, the child is born. Panchamya Mahudu. Like going through these 5 steps, the 5th one is called, the same thing goes to different transformations and gets transformed as a being, as a person, as a living being, as a jiva. So in that, Apaha Purusha Vachasaha iti. So when it is said how the Apa or water comes to be called Purusha, comes to be called a person. A child is a person, whether male or female, human or any other child. Says Nayana, Nanu Dehantara Prepsa Velayam Adbiheva Pariveshtitatvam Prashna Prativachanabhyam Adhigamyate. So now when Bhashyakara brings in the Shruti as to how this water, Ahuti, becomes transformed in succession as a person, the Shruti mentions only Apaha, water, does not mention 5 elements. No, that's another problem. This one only mentions fire, that one mentions only water. Adbireva pariveshtitatvam prashna prativachanabhyam adhigamyate. So looks like that Jivatma departs only with one element, namely water, in that Shruti. The Bhuta Suksha Panchaka Pariveshtitatvam, not 5 elements. So Taditi Bhashyakara says, Tadvyakhyātam Triyatmakatvato Bhuyastvat Ityatra. So that element water, Apa, stands for 3 elements. Fire, water and earth is already determined by Sutrakara in an earlier sutra. What is it? Triyatmakatvat to bhuyastvat. Triyatmakatvat, bhuta triyatmakatvat. The Chandogya mentions 3 elements, therefore the sutra takes into account 3 elements. Jaletara bhuta parishvangasyapi siddhi. Therefore, not only water, other 2 elements also are there. Nanu shruto jala bhuyastam katham. Then why does Shruti only mentions jala? Bhuyastvat. Because tejadi apeksha sharire jala bhagasya adhikyat. Because this body, even though all 5 elements are there, but water is predominant, therefore water is only mentioned. But what is meant is there 3 elements means 5 elements. So this is already determined that the Jivatma departs with 5 elements. So darshayatah. Prashna prativachane darshayatah. Prashna and prativachanam. The question, do you know this? Answer, this is the answer. He only gives the answer. Since the boy did not know the answer, his father also did not know the answer, Uddalaka. Therefore, ultimately, king alone tells him the answer also. So in question and answer, that is dual, Sutravayavasya darshayatah arthantaramaha. These 2 show, which 2 other? So Vashyakara says, Shruti Smriti cha etamartham darshayatah. Alternately, you can say Shruti and Smriti, 2 of them also show the same thing. Says Vashyakara, Shruti prithvimaya apomaya vayumaya akashmaya tejomaya ityadya. Also Brihadaranyaka. Shruti says that this person is consists of Prithvi, earth, Apaha, water, Vayu, the air, Akasha, the space, Tejaha, the fire, and they identify with that Tejomaya. Mean this one is identified with all the 5 elements, meaning thereby that is identified with the body, that means identified with all the 5 elements. Therefore, the body is made up of 5 elements. That's what Brihadaranyaka says. So sthula deharambhaya panchīkrita bhūtāni avasyakaniti ramhanti adhikarane vyakhyātam. That for creating the gross body, you require all the 5 elements was determined in the sutra that is just ramhanti adhikaranam. In that adhikaranam we give ramhati. Tadantara pratipattau ramhati. That's it. Now there is gacchati. Then smruti, that's interesting, Bhashyakara quotes as smruti. Smrutihi api anyo matra vinashinyah dashardhanam tuya smritaha tabhisardhamidam sarvam sambhavatyanupurvashah ityadya. Manusmriti says all kinds of things, Says Dashardhanam. Dasharda means what? 5. See, instead of 5, it says Dashardhanam. अन्वय मात्र अविनाशिन्यः याः स्मृताः. अन्वय, anu, अन्वय, स्त्रीलिंग, अन्वी, अन्वय, the subtle, matraha, the elements or the limited, avinashinyah, those tanmatras which are indestructible. Because the gross five elements may keep changing, but the subtle elements keep traveling, from one to the other until moksha happens. Other reading is vinashinya, also another reading, but it is avinashinya. Tavi sardhavidam sarvam sambhavati. It is with those five elements that all this universe in fact is created. Anupurvashaha, in accordance with the previous cycle, creation, this creation is created from five elements. So Manusmriti says that this creation is a product of five elements. The gross body also is part of creation. So gross body also is created from five elements. That's what the Manusmriti also says. And Brihadaranyaka also said he is identified with Prithvi, with earth, and with water, and with Tejas, fire, and so on and so forth. So Shruti also says identified the gross body means the five elements. Says Annvya Sukshmaha Miyante Iti Matra Parichinnaha. Annvya Sukshmaha Matraha Parichinnaha, limited. Five elements are matras. In fact, matra also means miyante, anayana also. That by which you measure something. But anyway, so tan matras, five subtle elements. Why do you call them avinashi? Why do you say the indestructible? Prang mokshat avinashinyah. This subtle element persists as long as moksha has not taken place. Once moksha takes place, then subtle elements also merge into the respective sources. Gataha kalaha panchadasha pratishtaha. All kalas also merge into their respective sources. Dashadhanam panchanam bhutanam sukshma bhagaha iti yavad anvyaha matraha. This subtle aspect of the dashada of five elements, that's the idea. So darshayataha, two explanations. Prashna prativachane and Shruti Smriti. Now Bhashyakara also wants to take into account some other Shruti which talks about this subject. Says Nyaya Nirnaya Jivasya bhutashrayatvam shrutyantara viruddham. See, the Ratnavara also says Jivasya bhutashrayatvam karmashrayatva shruti viruddham iti ashankya. The Jiva has its abode in five elements. That's what the conclusion is here. But elsewhere the conclusion is that Jiva has his abode in karma. So karma ashrayatva shruti viruddham. So your conclusion here that Jiva has his abode in five elements seems to contradict with what other Shruti says that Jiva has his abode in karma. Iti ashankya. That shanka is raised. So then you have to again accommodate both of them. So there therefore takes refuge into karma as well as refuge into the five elements. So karma nimittattvena ashraya bhutani tu dehopadanatvena iti. The five elements of the upadan, for the next body two causes are required. For any creation you require two causes, nimitta karanam and upadana karanam. Like the pot requires two causes, upadana karanam, it requires clay, and nimitta karanam. What's the nimitta karanam? The desire of the client. You see, why does a pot maker make a certain kind of pot? Why does he make a huge thing, which he can never sell? Pot maker will make that which he can sell. What can he sell? What his clients want. So, the upadana, as far as the material of the pot is concerned, it is clay. As far as the shape and size and everything else is concerned, the nimitta is not clay. Besides, it is a desire of the client that decides what will be the shape and size of that object. Everywhere. As far as the ornament is concerned, the gold may be the material cost, but this lady goes, I want this kind of a thing. I saw this in the movie, this actress was wearing that, I want that thing, So her desire is that is a nimitta for what kind of ornament is made. So similarly, this body also requires two causes. It requires upadana karanam, material, that is 5 elements of which the body is made. But why do I have this kind of body? Why does everybody has the kind of body that they have, their own karma? So my previous karma are responsible for body having this configuration. And everybody's karma are responsible for the configuration of their body. So it requires upadana karanam as well as nimitta karanam. So in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, when it said that the jiva resorts to karma, it means nimitta karanam. This Shruti says jiva resorts to 5 elements, it is the upadana karanam. So both are okay. Ubhayam aviruddham, therefore they do not contradict each other. Ityaha nano. So a question is raised and this point is clarified. See how this is what the Sutrakara and Bhashyakara's job is, to find samanvaya, consistency in all the Shrutis, everywhere. So wherever this topic is talked about, all that material has to be taken into account so that we don't get confused. If you study Chandogya, then you come to one conclusion that this prana merges into Tejas. Then go to other Upanishad, it says 5 elements, you get confused. Some Upanishad 3 elements, Other Upanishad 5 elements, that also. So all of these have been discussed elaborately, that 3 elements means 5 elements. We went through that very elaborate discussion. All of this has to be reconciled. We will get confused. There will be doubts. If your knowledge is with doubts, it is not knowledge. Doubt is a product of ignorance. So we cannot have knowledge accompanied with doubts. It should be knowledge free from all the doubts. So Mananam is meant for removing all doubts. So Brahma Sutra, of course, is Shravanam Mananam, but basically for removing all the doubts. So Nanucha, Bhashyakara says, Nanucha upasamhriteshu vagadishu karneshu sharirantara prepsa velaya kvayam tada purusho bhavati ityupakramya shrutyantaram karmashrayatam nirupayate tauha yat uchatuhu karma haiva tat uchatuhu athaha yat prashasamsatuhu karma haiva tat prashasamsatuhu iti. Nanucha, the question, upasamhriteshu vagadikareneshu. Now this much we accepted, that all of these are now withdrawn into the Jivatma. Karaneshu, when all the Vagadi Karaneshu, when all the sense organs and prana is all withdrawn into Jivatma. Sharirandara Prepsavelayam. Now the time has come when the Jivatma has a desire for acquiring new body. Now referring to that particular phenomenon, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, this dialogue happens. Kvayam tada purusho bhavati? Question. There is this scholar called Arthabhaga. He asks Yajnavalkya, Kvayam, Purusha kvayam tada purusho bhavati. When the next body is to be acquired, at that time, where is this Purusha? Where is this Jivatma? Iti upakramya. So that's how we ask the question. And some dialogue went on, and both of them now we actually see Yajnavalkya holds the hands of Arthabhaga. Let us go out. This is a very subtle matter, a secret, and therefore it should not be discussed in presence of all these people. So they go out and there they discuss. And they come to the conclusion, Shrutyantaram karma shaitam nirupayati, that jiva has its abode or resource to karma. Tauhayat uchatuhu. What did they talk to each other outside? So what they discuss with each other? Karma hayvatat uchatuhu. They said it is karma which is ashraya, the refuge or abode of this jivatma. Yat uchatu atha yat prashasamsatuhu. And they praised. What did they praise? Karma hevatat prashasamsatuhu. They praised the karma. They said karma is the ashraya, the refuge or abode of the jivatma, and they praised that karma. So tau who are tau? Yajnavalkya, Arthabhaga, Yajnavalkya and Arthabhaga. Yajnavalkya's name comes first, anyway. So they So says Nyaya Nirnaya, Jivadhara Bhuta Karmanam Bandha Prayojakattvena Ashrayatvam Bhutanam Devopadanatvam Avirodham. Same thing. Jivadhara Bhuta Karmanam. So what do karma? What's the reason why karma is there? Bandha Prayojakattvena. This karma actually is required for the bondage. This follows. So whenever we are born with bondage. With ignorance, of course. Avidya, kama, karma. Or vidya, karmani, pura samanvarabhete, pura prajnamcha. Pura prajnacha. So vidya, karma, pura. So all of this, he goes with him. So that he remains in bondage even where he goes. So karma comes with the jivatma when he is born. And that karma is responsible for his bondage. Meaning that when this jivatma is born, he is born with the habit of identification with his body-mind complex. So we are born with the tendency to identify with the body-mind complex. And who is responsible for that? Ignorance. What further? Desire. What further? Karma. So karma means avidya, kama, karma. But the most evident expression of ignorance is karma. Never karma. So therefore, bandha prayojakattvena ashrayatvam bhuta karmanam jivadhara bhuta karmanam. Karma which is of the nature of adhara or the locus of the jiva, the purpose of that karma becomes the cause of bondage. Bhutanam Dehopadanatva, the 5 elements are the cause of creating the body. So each one does its own work. Atra Subhashakara says, Atra Uchyate. With reference to this is what we have to say. Before that, Ratnavara says, Tau Yajnavalkya Arthabhago Yad Jivadaram Uchatuhu Tat Karma iti Shrute Vachanam. So those two, Yajnavalkya and Arthabhaga, what they said about the Adhara, the abode of the Jiva, was karma. This is what the Shruti means. Okay. So Bhashakara says, Atra Uchyate. To that, this is what we have to say. What? Tatra karma prayuktasya grahati graha sanyakasya indriya vishayatmakasya bandhanasya pravrittihi iti karma shrayata ukta. Tat Tatra. Tatra means where? In the Brihadaranyaka referring to. So Tulsidas says yaha and waha, here and there. Here means where Tulsidas is, and there means elsewhere. So Tatra means there, in the Brihadaranyaka Shruti. Karma prayuktasya grahati graha sannyakasya indriya vishayatmakasya bandhanasya. So in that section, the bandhanam, the bondage was described as of the nature of graha, atigraha. Graha and atigraha. Graha means perceiver. Atigraha is what compels, prompts him to perceive. So sense organs are perceivers, and sense objects are those which impel the sense organs to perceive. Therefore atigraha. So graha, atigraha sanyakasya, what is called graha and atigraha. Indriya vishayatmakasya, graha means indriya, the perceiver. Atigraha means vishaya, what is perceived, what is grasped. But that is the bondage. So bondage in our life can also be described as this graha, atigraha, this vyavahara of sense organs perceiving or enjoying the sense objects. So sense objects prompting the sense organs, sort of inviting them, to enjoy us. So these poor sense organs chase the sense objects. That's the bondage. So bandhanasya pravrutti. So karma is responsible for creating sense organs and the sense objects and what all this configuration. And that's the cause for bondage. So the jivatma resorts to karma, bandhanasya pravrutti. And so karma prayuktasya. Bondage is prayukta, is prompted by karma. And therefore Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says that the jiva resorts to karma, karma ashrayata ukta. Then further, iha punaha bhutopadanat dehantarotpatti iti bhutashrayatvam uktam. Iha punaha, here again, on the other hand, here, bhuta upadanat, upadana, material cause of nature of the five elements. Dehantarotpatti, the next body is created from the material, namely the five elements. Iti bhutashrayatvam uktam. So two ashrayata here. Ashraya, the abode, is the nature of the upadana karanam. There the abode was of the nature of nimitta karanam. So say jnanena karma heveti avadhana shrutya vayatam ashrayantaram. But look, what does the Shruti say there? Karma heva tat uchatuhu. Karma alone is the ashraya of the jivatma. So evakara. Karma alone, that means everything else is excluded. So evakara seems to exclude other ashraya. Then how do you bring in this other ashraya here? Iti ashraya prashamsa, Bhashyakara says, prashamsa shabdadapi tatra pradhanyamatram karmanaha pradarshitam natu ashrayantaram nivaritam. Prashamsa shabdadapi. They say, so tatra tat atha yat prashasamsatuhu karma heva tat prashasamsatuhu. What the praise was indeed karma. So prashamsa shabdat. So why does Shruti talk about prashamsa of praising that karma? Because tatra pradhanyamatram karmana pradarsitam. That karma is predominant. As far as ashraya is concerned, karma is predominant. Nadu ashrayantaram nivaritam. So even the evakara seems to exclude other ashraya. The prashamsa seems to say that karma is predominant and thereby leaving the room for other ashraya also. Nutu ashrayantaram nivaritam iti. Says Nyayandana sopi karmanam prakrishta ashrayatvam vadan nikrishta ashrayantara sattvam suchayati. Says karma is an exalted ashraya. So when you say something is exalted, that means you also include something that is not exalted. Swamiji, this son of ours is the most intelligent. So, as the most intelligent is pointed out, but that does not exclude other children who are not as intelligent. So, karma is presented as an exalted abode. That does not include the possibility of less exalted abode. So therefore Panchamabuddha are less exalted. Karma is more exalted. So Nikrishta Ashrayandra Sattvam Sujayati. In fact, when you say most exalted, that means less exalted is there in comparison to which you say this is exalted, To say that this is exalted. This one is good. That means there is something that is not good. This is wonderful. That means there is something which is not wonderful. Otherwise, how can you say it's wonderful? So only one sun is wonderful. No, it's okay. If the moon is not wonderful, something else has to be there in comparison. So very prashamsa, which shows the predominance of karma and exaltedness of the ashraya, suggests the possibility of another ashraya which is not as exalted, and that is the 5 elements. Ityartha. So says Nyayandana karmanam bhutanam cha ashrayatva sambhave phalitamaha. So conclusion is both karma as well as 5 elements, both of them are the ashraya. If this is now determined, so what's the conclusion? Tasmat iti. Tasmat avirodha. So there is no contradiction between Chandogya and Brihadaranyaka. No contradiction. Samanvaya is there, there is consistency. Because brilliance to do this, because they go all over, these Upanishads go wherever they want. And to all, control them and bring them into under one shelter, one roof is not easy. But it is so necessary to prove. Otherwise you don't have a pramanam. If Upanishads are not consistent, then what is the pramanam? What's the means of knowledge that you have? If there is one text which says one thing here and something else, the same text says differently, then it is self-contradictory. So Upanishads say different thing means they are contradicting each other. How can you rely upon them? You can't trust. They are not trustworthy. It is, that it is a shabda. It is testimony but not trustworthy. Upanishads will lose their pramanyam. Then Vedantanam, Upanishad pramanam, there is no pramanam. Then how do you say that Brahma Vidya is the only means, etc.? Once Upanishad is not pramanam, then everything is gone. Then we have no heritage, really. If Veda is, that's what Purva Mimamsakas did, Vedas are pramanam. The Purva Mimamsakas analyze these statements of Vedas to find reconciliation with all of them, that Vedas are pramanam. But they did not work on Upanishads because they had a different agenda. Their agenda was to prove that karma is a tatparya or purport of all the Vedas. Therefore the Vedantins worked on the Upanishad because their purport is the knowledge is the tatparya, the purport of the Vedas. Therefore they took the Upanishads and did the Mimamsa. Purva Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa. All very important things. If these are not there, where we would be nowhere. These fellows will thrash us out. Other Vidharmis would come and say, what do you have? What are you talking about? What is a reliable source of knowledge? Here it is. So Purva Mimamsaka as Jaimini, Uttar Mimamsaka Badarayana. Look at the importance of that work. They have established the Vedas and then subsequently Upanishads as a pramanam. Tasmat avirodha. There is no virodha. There is no virodha in Karma Kanda Upanishad also, finally. That also is reconciled. Not that Karma Kanda says one thing, Upanishad says something else, that also is not acceptable. Vedahi anekahi ahameva vedyaha. I am the only Vedya, I am the only subject matter, I am the only one to be known through all the Vedas. Whether it is Samhita, or it is Brahmana, is Aranyaka, or Upanishad. Whatever it is, I am the only one who is talked about there. So even though they talk about different devatas, it is I who is talking, they are talking about. So Karma Kanda, it is for attaining me through Antakarana Shuddhi. Talk about Upasana, it is for the concentration of the mind. So you can get the knowledge. Thus everything is placed properly. People don't like this. Some people are grudge against this. Look at these fellows. By doing this, they have in fact, they have robbed the scriptures of their freedom, you know. Upanishads have no more freedom to say what they want to say. Upanishads are interpreted as saying this one only. So people say, these fellows have robbed the freedom of the Upanishads and Vedas. That's not right. Brahma Sutra is not right. Kishore Mashore, I read somewhere, you know. So, but this is what, very tightly, this has been all knit together. It requires brilliant minds, brilliant, you know. So they have to be Bhagavan only. What else? Who else can do this? Shankaram Shankaracharyam, Keshavam Badarayanam. Only Shankaracharya has to be Lord Shankara and Badara has to be Lord Narayana. Otherwise this cannot be done. Tasmat avirodha. Therefore there is no virodha. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeri Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कार चित्तानिनाहं न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशः न वा पाणिपादं न चोपस्थपायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् रागौ न मे लोभमोहौ मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मे मृत्युशङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपः विभुर्व्याप्य सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां सदा मे समत्वं न मुक्तिर्न बन्धः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहं